what a stupid idea this national dialogue is. And if it wasn't bad enough that we're going to have a national dialogue that we don't need, we get the bill before we even have the event. Well, I suppose it's better that way. And it's going to cost you and I, the taxpayer of this country, 700 million rand to have this unnecessary talk shop. 700 million rand. Let that sink in for a while. That is your and my tax money that's going to be spent to put a whole lot of people that are irrelevant in the country, people that were at one point held some position or another, into a room. These are really important people, like the football coach and Miss South Africa and a sportsman and a this and a that, someone who climbed a mountain, to talk about politics. Don't we have Parliament that's got 400 elected officials in there that are elected to discuss where we should go and what should happen in this country? But 700 million rand is going to be spent on this unnecessary little project of our president. To make it worse, it happens at the same time that the Minister of Basic Education announces that we've got 29,292 vacant teaching posts in this country. Nearly 30,000 teachers are missing. We're going to spend 700 million rand to talk about the problems that we know are the problems. Perhaps we should be paying for teachers rather than sitting at some venue where some tenderpreneur is going to provide water at 50 rand a bottle. Maybe that's a better use of the money. Hire teachers, improve the standards, fix a pothole. But no, 700 million rand on the national dialogue. That's going to come, I presume, with music to make us feel calm. I mean, it really is the most repulsive thing I've ever heard. Now, the question one needs to ask is, this is a really bad idea, and I think universally, I'm yet to meet the person other than the president who thinks this is a good idea. Where is our government of national unity? This isn't just a government of the ANC or the government of Cyril Ramaphosa. This is a government of national unity. This is the same government of national unity that fought so hard against a 2% increase in the VAT rate, quite rightly. They fought so hard over that, but we're not even going to discuss a wastage of 700 million rand on a talk shop. I wonder at what point we are going to start holding these opposition parties that are in the government of national unity responsible for this kind of waste of money. If they were prepared to go to court to fight VAT, surely we can do something a little bit more robust about this flagrant wastage of money. There is no part of me that can understand what this national dialogue is going to achieve. We've got a constitution. They're not going to change that. We get that. Fine. They're going to discuss what the problems are. We know what the problems are, for God's sakes. We live them every day. Pick up and flip a newspaper. You'll see what the problems are. We don't need a 700 million rand talk shop to tell us that the streets are unsafe, that you can't drive on what's left of the road, that our police aren't doing their work. So where is the Democratic Alliance? Where is the IFP? Where is the Freedom Front Plus, Patriotic Alliance? Very quick to talk about illegal foreigners and all sorts of other things. But where are you now when the president is about to waste nearly 750 million rand on nonsense? Speak up. Or are you equally tone deaf? Have you also got so used to your blue lights and your two houses, one in Cape Town, one in Pretoria, and your bodyguards? No, people, this is not what we voted for. And I think that South Africans must get a little bit louder. And I think that a good place to start is to talk to these partner parties that are in the government of national unity. Because I can't imagine that you go to Parliament, you open a debate on this national dialogue, and I want to see who's going to support it and why. That's what I would love to see. Right? I can't think of one party that will think this is a good idea, unless it's just the ANC voting on instruction. Surely there cannot be a party out there that says, you know what, rather than all of my well-educated, politically experienced contingent here in cabinet, in Parliament with me, we will rather let the guy who walked to the top of Everest decide what should happen in the country. Or we should let the coach of Banyana tell us what the problems are. Have we taken leave of our senses? Come on, man. If this thing was being done where everybody had to get their own plane ticket, at least I'll have a dog in this fight. But no, 700 million rand of tax money being absolutely wasted. It is diabolical. We'll see you again on the Political Insider.